Hello, thank you for joining with me. I am hoping that I can get through this. I have very little voice, but I'm going to try. We are in A Course in Miracles workbook for students, part 2 of the workbook, section 6, What is the Christ? Please read that in its entirety today. And this is lesson 280. What limits can I lay upon God's Son? And then we're going to read footnote 87. God's Son here refers mainly to our brother. This is made clear in the prayer, whereby giving honor to him, we receive honor ourselves and find the way to God. Whom God created limitless is free. I can invent imprisonment for him, but only in illusions, not in truth. No thought of God has left its Father's mind. No thought of God is limited at all. No thought of God is but forever pure. Can I lay limits on the Son of God, whose Father willed that he be limitless and like himself in freedom and in love? Today let me give honor to your Son, for thus alone I find the way to you. Father, I lay no limits on the Son you love and you created limitless. The honor that I give to him is yours, and what is yours belongs to me as well. This is the practice instruction by Robert Perry. Think of someone in your life and apply these lines to that person. Being a thought of God, so-and-so has not left his Father's mind. Being a thought of God, so-and-so is not limited at all. Being a thought of God, you are forever pure. Being God's Son, what limits can I lay upon you? So you have not left your Father's mind. You are not limited at all, and you are forever pure. So what limits can I lay upon you? This is the commentary by Alan Watson. The Course is calling on me to not deny to anyone, my brothers or myself, the limitless freedom in which God created us. I find in myself what seems like a natural tendency to compare myself to others and to find myself in some way superior to them. I am more intelligent, my opinions are more correct, or my relationships are superior, or I am more ethical, more compassionate, more understanding, more honest with myself. I have greater integrity. All of these are ways in which I have at times felt superior to others. Others have other standards of comparison. I think inferior can go right along beside this. But in general, I think we all have this tendency to feel somehow superior to most of the rest of the human race. This is what the Course calls specialness. And I think it's superior or inferior because I think it's both. It is a way of seeing others with limits that we believe do not exist for ourselves. The Course's call to see our brothers as equally free as ourselves contradicts this pattern of thinking we have taught ourselves. The lesson says I can invent imprisonment for him, he whom God created free, but only in illusions, not in truth. We are all equal thoughts of God. None of us has left the Father's mind. None of us is limited at all, except in illusions. As students of A Course in Miracles, we are called to give honor to the Son of God wherever we meet him. We are called to recognize the Christ in everyone who is sent to meet us. Let me recognize today that the limits I see are my own illusions. They are, in fact, my own belief in my own limits, dressed up, disguised, perhaps in another form, and projected onto my brother. I find my own freedom by honoring it in others. Let me remind myself today, this is the Holy Son of God, my brother, a part of myself. Only in doing will I find myself and recognize the Christ as God created him. At one point, the Course makes a very strong statement. It says that if I really recognized who my brother or sister is, I could scarce refrain from kneeling at his feet. Yet it goes on to say that I will take his hand instead, because in the kind of sight that sees my brother or sister in this way, I am equally glorious. We are the Christ. We are the Christ. Who we are is magnificent, so far beyond our normal conception of ourselves, that on seeing it, our inclination would be to worship, except that in that same instant we recognize that same magnificence in ourselves. May God grant us all such vision. I'm sorry I tried to get through, and I hope you can hear me. And I'm going to repeat this. We are the Christ. Who we are is magnificent and so far beyond our normal conceptions of ourselves that on seeing it, our inclination would be to worship, except in that same instant we recognize that same magnificence in ourselves. May God grant us such vision. And if you'll please close your eyes, and I'll lead us into meditation. What limits can I lay upon God's Son? Today, let me give honor to your Son, for thus alone I find the way to you. Father, I lay no limits on the Son that you love and you created limitless. The honor that I give to him is yours, and what is yours belongs to me as well. for joining with me in this meditation, and thank you for tolerating my voice. Lesson 280. What limits can I lay upon God?